Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today I've got Gribbly with me and we are playing a co-op match against the princess. We have selected our map. We're going to be deploying on the west and the north side. Princess is going to be deploying on the southeast. Gribbly, if you'd like to say hello to the people at home.
Yep, hello folks. Happy New Year.
Yes, indeed. So I'm bringing my first and third lances from the campaign, the Challenger Deep. I've got Marianas Lance and Galatea Lance, which is a total of 8 mechs, including Random Guy is going to be putting his character at risk for this battle. We have the Forlorn Hope, which is Gribbly's home team, which includes, from the look of it, about, what is that, 3 mechs and four tanks. Are the Moltkeys? The Moltkeys are tanks, yes. As well as, looks like about 8 squads of infantry and powered armor. We're playing against Princess, who is playing the 42nd Shadow Division. Is it Manier Domine? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Probably mangled that. I appreciate it. Who has, you called it a choir, which is a level 2 with an appropriate number of battle armor accompanying it. So I am ready to proceed as long as you are.
Yep.
All right, Team 1 has won initiative. So we're forcing Princess to deploy first. We are not playing double blind because Princess gets confused. Let me zoom out my map here. This is actually quite a large map. So I see some Nephilim Assault battle armor. And okay, it's my turn to deploy. Let me just... Wow, resolution is being weird, but we can work with that. So we decided that I'm deploying on the west side and Gribbly is deploying on the north side, and I think I'm going to have... who do I deploy first? How about Wyvern and the Archer deploying over by these buildings so that he can kind of jag this way and go for a flanking maneuver. I'll deploy there. And I see a Wraith kind of up on a hill. Do we deploy a pair of archers, or we'll go ahead and include a rifleman down here on this team. Just kind of have them be battle buddies. Hey Varang, I'm glad you could join us, as always. So Princess still... Okay. I only saw one blip on my radar, but yeah, there's actually 3 units down here in this corner now. And I would like... Princess hates archers. Yes, yes, I know. I'm gonna try to keep my archers at long range as much as possible. It's gonna take a couple of turns to get into position, but I think maybe these woods here could provide some cover. So I see you've also buddied up your Wraith with your Phoenix Hawk. And we've got a Galleon on the road. Okay, so I think I want the more mobile, the Wolverine, maybe to be coming in from kind of the midfield, maybe. We'll start here and kind of cut this way and onward. Isn't your usual playing style keeping the archers far away? Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, so now we've got 2 galleons. And it does occur to me that I'm the only player in this game who's bringing a purely mech-based force. Which could be to my detriment. Also, Gribbly, I noticed that you're only bringing about 10,000 points to my 14,000, and Princess had, was it 23 or 26,000?
26. I mean,
26.
the battle value. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Given that they're elite pilots and they've got C3I, I'm not sure how padded that is really. I don't. I mean, Princess is not going to play as well as we will anyway.
generally
So I'm trying
speaking,
to
yeah.
give Princess a little bit of leeway. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get my Atlas into close combat as quickly as possible because he has that devastating autocannon 20. And they are really bunching up here in this corner. They're not spreading out at all, are they?
No.
And it seems like your forces are also fairly bunched up. I'm guessing that you're planning on following this road to the south to get to the enemy base?
Yeah, but we can hook up. Before I get there next time.
Okay. Let me try. Put my Thunderbolt here, up by this archer. There's some hills and some rough to traverse, but it's close-ish to a straight shot to the road from there. Varang says, yeah, do I hear overconfidence from Gribbly? We're only down by 3,000 battle value, which represents, I want to say between 10 and 15% of the total force. So...
Me? Overconfident? Shocking.
Oh, what do I still have? Oh, I haven't deployed my Orion yet. Perhaps from here we can, because the Orion I feel like is one of the longer range weapons in my arsenal with the autocannon 10 and the LRMs. So kind of spread that out a little bit. I am a little concerned that Wyvern, Random Guy, and the Rifleman are going to be closer, and they're going to maybe be unsupported for a turn or two while everyone else catches up.
I'd say don't get stuck out in the open. Yeah.
So,
I don't know how we might want to close with them.
Yeah, I'm thinking it would be wise to recommend a more cautious approach from that southwest corner where all my guys are. So for round 1, the Shadow Division has won the initiative. Okay, so there's no indirect fire phase, it looks like, which is good, because that tends to slow the game down a bit, I feel like. I think that's a good place for my map for now. So I know Wraiths are really fast. He does have jump jets. He has 7 jump jets. That's a lot.
Yeah.
My guys are all barely into the 3050 tech, and it's a little bit anachronistic, I suppose, to see my guys who barely have double heat sinks versus snub-nosed PPCs, and I'm assuming that multiple mechs on the map besides mine have XL engines and the like.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I think most of the Blake ones think they have light engine.
Okay, so a little more fragile than a standard engine, but not cripplingly so like an XL. Yeah, I forgot that light engines were a thing. That's how unfamiliar I am with the later technologies. So it looks like Princess isn't really advancing. She's very much clustered up on this little hill right here in the corner. Oh. Yes, I was planning on moving this guy here. And the guillotine I was planning on jumping with. Maybe show a little bit of caution with the guillotine and not just jump straight in. Now I'm surprised that they haven't sent out any scouts to try to make use of their C3 network. We're not going to have a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out how Princess adapts using it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to have anything in range. Unless maybe I've got some LRMs. Oh, wow, this is... Yeah, I'm not even within LRM range. Not by a long shot. So in case the viewers at home are wondering, I did have to mess with my resolution a bit, so that's why some things are going to appear smaller and some things are going to appear larger as far as the text goes. I did try rebooting the computer with the monitors set up and everything, but I couldn't get all the settings quite the way I wanted them. Now the Seraph is firing pulse lasers at the building in Hex 4551 and destroying it, which, I mean, I don't know why.
Okay. Don't know why.
The scenario that we had kind of sketched out was that they were defending this base and we were trying to assault it, although, you know, obviously Princess doesn't have that kind of programmability. Okay, so we've won initiative for round 2. But, like, I don't know what that building did to her that made her want to... Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, that building's not an objective. It's not... we're not using it for cover or anything like that at this point. Lark says nuke 'em. Did we bring any nukes for this mission? I don't believe we did.
I didn't. I don't really trust Princess with nukes. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I was thinking maybe there was some way that we could set one up as an objective or something, perhaps. But maybe if one of us had the nuke. I'm sorry?
You can still trigger a nuke using commands, I believe. Well.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to destroy everything on the map. Okay, so we've got a Seraph moving into an aggressive posture. The guillotine is falling just a little bit behind, but that's okay, I think. No nukes? Boo, can't believe I paid for this. Yes, Lark, we We understand that it's not worth watching if there's no threat of nuclear annihilation. Thunderbolt rushing to try to catch up. A dead sprint up and down the hills.
So I hope I set that up properly because their C3I, I thought it would actually have lines connecting the mech, so it doesn't. I guess it doesn't need to because it's its own master. But
I remember seeing a discussion on the Discord a while back about the lines that connect the C3 network, and I think, if I recall the discussion I had seen, the gist of it was that it could be used to spot mechs that you wouldn't normally see, and so they were talking about making it to where you could only see friendly C3 networks. So that may be what's happening here. I guess once they start shooting, we'll be able to check out their modifiers and see if we can determine whether that's working or not.
yeah.
So this princess is having her mechs running and turning on pavement for really easy rolls, threes, making it with an 8 and a 7. Lark, the setup is that this is Mariana Lance and Galatea Lance advancing from the west, with the Forlorn Hope advancing from the north against the 42nd Shadow Division, Maniae Domini forces who are kind of deployed behind this base area. We are slightly outnumbered, or at least outpointed. But given that it's Princess, I think we'll be okay. So we're still not within LRM range. Still not within range of pretty much anything, but let me go ahead and configure that. And to be completely honest, I do kind of miss having that extreme range bracket, just for the extreme long odds pop shots. But I understand that it's not rules as written, so I'm sorry?
Yeah, that would be
a little too much in their favor.
Princess in this situation. If she could, I don't know, so I'm guessing if C3I still works for extreme range,
yes,
with elite pilots, then
yeah,
that would be truly obnoxious.
Yeah, it would. They'd be firing on us from like 28 hexes away with LRMs at like a +0 to hit. So for round 3, team 1 has... right? Okay, so she is definitely beginning to advance more than she had been the first turn or two. And try to get Petra up here and into the fight. Hoser's in the second lance, Tonga. And I specifically chose these two lances because it would put the least number of players at risk. Hoser and Lark are in the same lance, and so I especially didn't want to be accused of trying to get Lark murdered. So I'm keeping that second lance in reserve. Lark likes being killed, it's what he lives for. It doesn't sound like it. I usually get the gist that, or get the impression that he prefers to stay alive. We're already starting to get close over here on this side, so I'm going to maybe slow my advance a little bit with random guy. And the rifleman. Maybe we can pop some shots off at this Malik if he continues advancing. Accused, sir, you have been straight convicted.
Yeah, this does look like a decent map.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. We've got some fairly wide open spaces down here at the south where I think we're about to start engaging. I can always back up a bit if it starts to feel like I'm taking too much pressure. Someone with that much nuclear affection certainly does not want to live. That is a valid point. So we've got this Preta coming up here with medium pulse lasers and a snub nose. He's breaking away from the pack. I wonder if I can take advantage of that somehow. Ooh, that is at long range, but potentially, let me just check something. One Light Woods, so that would be Arvik is 3-4-4. 5, 6, 7 for jumping, 8 for the woods, 9, 10, 11, 12 for range. Plus his movement. No, I'm not going to have a shot on this turn. But we can start moving into position. Lark says, I didn't live through one war just to get schwacked in all the virtual ones. As it certainly seems to happen whenever I am in control of his character.
I don't know if you've seen any of the artwork for these Word of Lake Celestial Omni-Mechs. They're kind of interesting looking. They do have a sort of, they're quite distinctive.
I'm not actually really familiar with the artwork from the later TROs. And I just launched our first volley that actually has a chance to hit. I've got Wyvern firing a pair of LRM-20s on 10s at this Preta. The Atlas is not quite in LRM range of the Preta, but the Malak, that's going to be a 13. Well, if you have to choose, I think I would take getting Shriked in Virtual Wars to the other type. Yeah, for sure. Some of the Celestial line of mechs are the only non-Solaris mechs to mount retractable blades. Interesting. I'm imagining that at least one of these mechs that we're up against has those, or I'm not at all familiar with the names of these.
Yeah, one of them definitely does, although for some reason I was under the impression that all of them in all variants had a retractable blade, but I think it might only be one of them in this particular group.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though.
And we've got 12s and 10s on the Malak with the Rifleman. The Malak needs a 7 to hit the Rifleman with his snub nose. The Rifleman takes 8 to the right leg, leaving him with 4 armor. Archer Mark III firing LRM-20 at the Preta, lands one of them for 16 missiles. 10 to the right leg, 6 to the left leg. And the Rifleman lands one of his autocannon 5s on the Malak to the left torso. who is carrying battle armor who managed to avoid the damage. He has 6 armor remaining on that left torso. Okay, so that was a pretty productive turn for some of my guys. 16 LRMs and an autocannon landing. We have won the initiative with that very nice +3 bonus that we've got. I assume that's largely from the player characters on my team. Some of my guys have tactics. I'm sorry, who has tactics too?
One of your guys, yeah. Do you want me to give the Word of Blake guys an initiative bonus so they're not quite as much? Try to give them a +2 to initiative as well.
Is that something you can do mid-match? Because yeah, it seems like if they were all elite pilots, they should have at least as much tactical skill as we have.
Yeah, it looks like I can change mine, but not theirs. So yeah, let's not worry about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Damn, that Wraith is just so fast.
Yeah. It's one of the few good Free Worlds League mechs in 3055. It's slightly goofy looking, but some of the later art is a bit better.
I am familiar with the artwork of the 3055 Wraith, and yeah, it's pretty goofy looking. It's all rounded and curvy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright, continue to move this archer into position. Lark says some people like them curves. I've never been one to try and go out of my way to pick a mech based on the way it looks, but I'm sure that it has some bearing on my preferences. Varang says the Wraith is customized for better wind resistance. Let's try and keep our target movement modifier up. And especially in these woods, that should make us a difficult target even for an elite pilot. So Princess is definitely taking a more aggressive stance right now. This Diva has 2 medium lasers, a heavy PPC. Now correct me if I'm wrong, a heavy PPC does 15 damage?
Yeah.
And 4 medium pulse lasers. That's inner sphere pulse lasers, so they have no range at all. I'm gonna try to keep random guy and this rifleman on this far flank over here against this Malak. Lark says, in terms of purely looks but less than stellar mechs, my heart is in the Champion. Yeah, the Champion is definitely one of the more goofy looking mechs out there with its little stubby wings. But I don't know if I'd call it a less than stellar mech. If I recall, the stats on it are actually not bad.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's fast. Comparatively fast for that size.
It's what, a 55 tonner, I want to say?
Yeah, something like that. It might be 60. I think the fluff said something about it being, it was lined up to be one of the mainstay units of the SLDF. But when you look at like Flash and the Black Knight, they look like more. Oh, yeah.
Lark says it's a 60 tonner, so it's a heavy, and it competed against the Griffin of all things. Varank says he doesn't like fast mechs, he likes mechs with more weapons. Oh, and Lark did a Let's Talk Battletech on it. I had forgotten that. That's medium range for all of the SRMs and medium lasers that we've got. Yeah. This Asura battle armor. Do you know offhand how many armor points those have? I can check.
6.
Oh, 8 apiece. Oh, Lark says I didn't forget about it, and that was like a year ago that he did that. I mean, to be fair, we have been hanging out for most of a year. I think I started streaming in March, and you were like one of the first people to follow me. Oh, that Malak is right up in my face. And if I'm not mistaken, he's carrying battle armor, probably. Yeah, he's carrying some.
Drop it.
That's surprising. So the only thing I have left is this archer. Now, I kind of want to keep my target movement mod up, but at the same time, I could sacrifice the target movement modifier, still be at short range, and only be a walk. We could get some lasers on that Malak. Maybe dual target some LRMs. Okay. So the Archangel succeeded on his 3. We've got Galleons doing reckless driving on pavement. One of them failed his role, taking moderate damage to his motive system, costing him a movement point, and skidding 2 hexes. And then Moltke also made his piloting check. Okay. Petra has no shots yet, unless... Let me check on something. Yeah, no, not even with the LRMs. Alright, starting with the Atlas, with that big ol' autocannon 20, needing 9 to hit the Malak. Lark says, sorry, real quick, with the Challenger Deep here, can we do time travel and take all this 3060 salvage with us? I don't know. We'll see. So what was it you were about to say before I so rudely interrupted you?
I was just wondering if that Malak is going to give them really low target numbers. So I guess we'll see that in the firing phase. Hopefully it's not too painful.
Ooh, yeah. We've got a 10 on the Asura with the LRMs. Versus a 12 with the Preda. Do we go up to 5 heat for some LRMs? I mean, we're in an Atlas. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll back off next turn, I think. Now with the Archer, we've got 8s. We'll do 4 of them. And we've got a 7 on the Asura. Sure, we'll do one of those, because I want Wyvern to be more mobile next turn. That battle armor is just the best target I've got right now. It's not a great target from here, but yeah, let's try and wipe these guys out real quick. As best as possible. I'm just concentrating pretty much all of my fire. I don't know if you can see these arrows, Gribbly, but turning these Asura into their own little nova.
Okay.
And some of these target numbers are like 7s and 8s, so I'm actually pretty hopeful of being able to finish them off this turn. Because I do have some guys building up some heat to some of these guys are doing just straight up alpha strikes.
Yeah, it's worth it to clear them all.
And some of these guys are taking shots on 11s. Lark says, so many arrows of fire. Only need one with a nuclear device. Yeah, but a nuclear device would wipe everyone off the map, including random guy. And I'm not willing to do that, I don't think. And this Malak is giving me 7s with the rifleman. And 8s with the autocannon still. Oh yeah, I forgot we were specialized in that. We'll do 1 medium laser. Alright, the Seraph firing at the guillotine on 6s and missing. And yes, they are absolutely getting short range due to the C3 spotter. So I'm glad he rolled like crap because that could have hurt quite a lot. I did not realize the Seraph had 2 of those heavy PPCs.
Are they focusing the archer? The same one? Yeah.
Yeah, ID 4 is the archer that's taking fire from the Diva. Took a heavy PPC to the arm. The Grigory fired a heavy PPC at archer number 4 to the left torso, and a light PPC to the left arm, which would have been the head if we didn't have edge. The Preta firing at the guillotine with a medium pulse laser and a snub nose hitting the left arm and the center torso. The Malak doing more damage to archer number 4, hitting him with an ER medium laser to the left arm, critting the upper arm and the hand. And then medium laser to the left leg, snub nose to the center torso. So yeah, archer number 4 is going to be making a piloting check. For sure. Maybe even an additional penalty. That was a lot of fire he just took. Random guy in his Atlas missing the Malak with the autocannon, but landing a medium laser to the head and 4 SRMs to the arms and etc. Varank, yes, the princess does hate archers.
Yeah, note that the Malak pilot didn't take damage from the head because he's a cyborg.
Oh, is that just no damage from head hits, or is that just the first point ignored or something?
No damage from head hits or falling. Like minor armor.
Oh.
You know, skin and muscles have been replaced.
Okay, so
they can be truly obnoxious, like you really like cockroaches.
Yeah, I could see how that would have an effect. Although, I mean, honestly, how often do you destroy a mech by killing the pilot?
Well, sorry.
Not super often. The Asura, trooper number 2 getting killed by LRMs. We've got the archer firing medium lasers at the Malak, hitting with 1 of them to the left leg. Missing the Asura battle armor with his LRM 20. The other archer needing 11s and missing. The Wolverine needing 8s and missing with everything. The guillotine at the Asura does kill trooper number 4. Trooper number 3 and number 1 both take damage. And then the SRM 6 finishing off trooper number 1 and tagging trooper number 5 as well. Rifleman at the Malak hitting the right arm and stripping it of armor. And then the autocannon to the left arm, medium laser to the Jin battle armor, hitting trooper number 2, leaving him with 0 armor remaining. leaving the Malik's left torso with 6 armor remaining, it looks like. The Malik needs a 5, gets a 5. The Archer needs a 6, gets a 10, so nobody falls down. Lark says, it's interesting how snub-nosed PPCs, essentially gameplay-wise, are just short-range PPCs, but lore-wise, they're basically mini shotguns. Would have been interesting to have an energy weapon that rolls clusters. I agree. An energy weapon that rolls clusters would have been... I feel like that is kind of a missed opportunity. So the Malik...
Yeah,
sorry?
They actually did that in the HBS Battletech game. That's how they implemented it.
Oh. I haven't come across snub-nosed PPCs yet in HBS. I'm only playing vanilla though, of course. So the Malik and the Rifleman kick at each other and both miss, and neither one falls down. What are the odds of that? Pretty slim, I think. The Malik is at 2 heat, the Grigory is at 3, the Seraph is at 9 heat, so he's going to be taking targeting and movement penalties next turn. Wolverine is at 1 heat, Atlas at 5, Guillotine at 3, Rifleman at 2. We are continuing to dominate the initiative phase. Shadow Division is down to 96%, Challenger Deep is down to 97%. Forlorn Hope lost 0.11%. When did that happen? Did I miss something?
Skidding probably.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that happened. Go ahead and continue running this way. In HPS, they are scatterguns. They roll like LBX do, which is also something that I haven't come across yet. I mean, honestly, I'm just happy to have a Gauss rifle at this point. Yeah. That thing is brutal with the headshots. Gribbly, I don't know if you've been watching the HBS game that I've been doing, but have you seen that Gauss rifle that I've been using?
I haven't caught up with that much recently. I saw. Did you lose a couple of pilots as well at one point?
Yes, I've lost Lark twice.
Yeah. I think I saw that, but I haven't watched it the last couple of weeks.
Okay. Well, yeah, we did the story mission where we get the Highlander, the Lost Tech Highlander, and it has been just obliterating everything. It's been I would use the term glorious. Lark says you love that Gauss rifle until you lose it. I'm just glad we don't have to procure ammo for it. We keep our distance from the Asura, I'm wondering. They've got recoilless rifles and rocket launchers. That gives us 9 hexes, so that's long range for all of our short range weaponry. It keeps wanting me to move Wyvern and everyone near this Malik, and I really want to give that Malik the opportunity to go first.
You can just pass it to me if you like. Just click next unit.
That's yeah, that's what I've been doing. Since they're at the top of the list, it always defaults to them first. And Varank says in Rogue Tech you do have to pay for the ammo that you use. That's... I was not aware that they did that. Oh, and the Severum battle armor is moving into position 2, it seems. I don't know if that was a great place for my guillotine, but I'm trying to keep my distance from the bulk of their force. This Archangel down here and whatnot.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Is he going to move the Preta or the Malak? Oh, going for back shots on the guillotine.
I think one of their mechs has triple strength armor as well, but I don't know which one.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I hope it's not the Preta, who is about to be probably punching or kicking the guillotine in the back. Wyvern. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite what I want. I've put Wyvern in kind of a bad spot here at the top of a ridge.
The Seraph. It's got the TSM.
The Seraph. Okay. One with twin heavy PPCs and a light. So yeah, the one that's at 9 heat right now might not be taking movement penalties right now, actually. 4, 6, 5. Because it's 8 heat to trigger the TSM, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It might be 9. Yeah.
Well, he's at 9. But he's lost a movement point, which he would have gained back, I think, with the TSM. Alright, but I'm going to try and take out this Malak and the Jin battle armor from a little bit of distance. Your Moltke has failed his reckless driving on pavement roll with a pair of snake eyes. It's not going to slow him down too much, though. Just going to affect his subsequent driving rolls. We've got a 10 against the Asura. Sure, I will take that shot, since it's the only one Petra has. Wyvern does not have a shot on the Malak. The Preta is at medium range on 10s, or the Asura on 7s. Yeah, we'll take a couple of 7s at that Asura. Maybe we'll get lucky and finish them off this turn. We've got 8s with the other archer. We'll definitely be taking those. Yarvik at the Preta on 9s, or 10s, excuse me. That's going to be 10s and 12s, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just take the one shot with the 10, because that leaves us heat neutral. Random guy. At the Jin, needing an 8. At the Malak, needing a 10. So I think we're going to be firing at the Jin. If that autocannon hits, he's definitely going to kill at least one of them. But it's an 8, so I don't know if he's actually going to. A couple of medium lasers as well, and we'll throw in the SRM-6, which might end up being good for killing some guys. see, the guillotine could fire the large laser at the Preta on a 9. We've got 8s on the Asura with everything, or 8s and 10s with everything. How about we go this Preta with pulse lasers and a snub nose. Ouch. Yeah, we'll throw a large laser at the Preta. As a secondary target. Oh, on an 11? No, that's garbage. I guess we're just gonna concentrate on taking out the Asura first and foremost. And since it seems a little redundant, I'm not gonna build up any heat with the guillotine to do it. $11 versus a 14, so obviously we take the 11. And we'll start wailing on these Jin battle armors. Oh, we've got 3s with the autocannon. And we'll take a 7 with a medium laser as well, putting us at 4 heat. Alright, the Seraph hits the rifleman with a heavy PPC to the right torso. Ouch, leaving us with 0 armor. The Diva at the guillotine landing a heavy PPC to the center torso, leaving us with 2 armor to the center torso. Ouch. They are scary accurate with these PPCs.
Scary, yeah.
Heavy PPC to the right arm for 15, light PPC to the right torso goes internal. Medium pulse lasers into the back of the guillotine, hitting with just 1 medium and 1 small. Varang says, Hoser's glad to be at home. Yeah, I don't blame you. The Malak landing 1, 2, 3 shots on the Atlas, 2 medium lasers and a snub nose to the right torso and right leg. The Asura missed the Wraith. Oh, the Wraith is finally getting a shot. Killed one of the Asura troopers. The Orion missed. The Wolverine missed. The Archer killing the last 2 troopers in that squad, and the squad is done for. And as predicted, the everything else was kind of extra. The Wolverine landing his large laser on the Preta. Or no, missing with the Preta. Starting an accidental fire. The Atlas at the Jin battle armor landing 2 medium lasers to troopers 5 and 2, killing number 2. The guillotine at the Asura, the rifleman at the Jin, killing troopers 3 and 4, and 6 with the autocannon. So that Jin battle armor is down to, what, 2 guys, I think? The Atlas falling, taking 10 damage to the right leg and the center torso. Failing to avoid damage, needing a 3 to stay conscious, rolling boxcars. Guillotine stays standing, rifleman stays standing. And now on to physical combat. The guillotine has no option but to dodge, it looks like. Which does not save him from getting kicked. 9 damage to the right leg, leaving him with 13 armor, but not knocking him down. The Wraith at 0 heat, Phoenix Hawk at 0 heat, Malak at 4, Preta at 6, Gregory at 3, Seraph at 3. Wow, that was a cooldown turn for the Seraph. Ouch. That's worrisome. If he can do that and drop 6 heat.
Yeah.
The Atlas is at 3 heat, Rifleman is at 4. Fire was started in Hex 2040. Light smoke starting to fill the surrounding hexes. The Forlorn Hope is still only down by 0.11%. The Shadow Division is down by 5%. Challenger Deep is down by 5%. We've won initiative for round 6. And it's definitely time for some people to start falling back. Because, man, that Malik and the Preta are just. That C3 network for the Seraph is just. Oof.
How tall are those buildings? Because if you move up behind some of those buildings, they'll push the infantry into them.
It looks like there's a mix. I'm seeing a fair number of twos, but also a fair number of ones. Some threes, a couple fours. It looks like there's some cover to be had in these fortifications. Yeah, I think I deployed the Orion a little bit too far from the action. We'll have Vernita walk, and hopefully that improves her accuracy a little bit. I think I'd rather be facing this way though, because the path forward is less obstructed that way. Wyvern and the other archer has already taken quite a beating, about to lose an arm. We back up some more. Put him on a hill. It's gonna be 2 checks, but they're only 4s. Made them both. Do it.
Is it nice? That was good.
Yeah, yeah. Narvik and the Wolverine would really like to wait on that Preda. Random guy is definitely trying to build up some distance. Maybe that way.
Preta versus Petra.
I'm sorry?
Sorry. Preta versus Petra.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, a 6 to get up. Made it. Try to back up into those woods with the Atlas. I'm definitely trying to bring the Thunderbolt into the fray as fast as possible. I'm thinking I want this rifleman back into these woods because he's about to lose his right torso. One more PPC hit would do him in pretty well. Okay, so we've got the Gregory, the Diva taking cover behind those buildings right now. Want to get the Guillotine, I think. The Guillotine took a beating. Yeah, the Guillotine took a nasty hit to the center torso. So I'd like to get him out of line of sight of that Archangel. If I could. That's not going to do it. That's more like it. Let's see, the Preda, does it have jump jets? It does. It's a 586. So he's gonna get behind the guillotine again, I bet. Yarvik is, yeah, the last one I've got to move. Jump is the button I was looking for. And mayhap we can 6 hexes from that Severum. Puts us at medium range for most of our guns. We can deal with that. And yeah, the Preta is behind the guillotine again. Oh, nice. I see your Wraith has the high ground, and it looks like, oh, the Jin battle armor have fled the battlefield.
Yeah, I guess you said there was only one of those guys left.
Yeah, they mostly got wiped out. I didn't realize that would put them in forced withdrawal. I assume it was forced withdrawal because I don't think Princess ever withdraws voluntarily. We don't have eyes on the Preda. The only thing we have eyes on is the Severum. And that's on a 13, so Petra's not got a shot this turn. Wyvern has this Malak at ideal range. 13's with the lasers, that's not going to happen, but 6 is with the LRMs.
Did the Malak not go very far? It's supposed to be fast, I think.
His movement modifier, he ran 7 hexes for a TMM of 3.
Okay. Does the Wyvern have good gunnery?
Wyvern is a 3-4 pilot.
Okay.
And actually he's got enough XP that he is had requested that he spend it on piloting, so he's gonna be a 3-3 as soon as I get a chance to spend his XP, but I'd already committed to the point value of him being a 3-4, so I didn't want to spend that before we did this. 12 9s. Oh man. Yeah, the would be 7s if we were a couple hexes closer, but it's not. It's 9s. And 11s. We'll take 3 11s with the archer. Yarvik at the Severum, that's on 13s. That's gonna be with everything, isn't it? Yeah, it is. What have we got on the Preda? We've got an 11. Okay, yeah, Yarvik jumping is not the most accurate gunner. Random guy does not have eyes on the Malak, which means the rifleman doesn't either. So what do we have eyes on? We've got 15 for the Severum and nothing else in range. Okay, so yeah, my Atlas has been completely neutralized this turn, in that he hasn't got a shot on anything, which is weak sauce. We've got a 9 with the large laser on the Preda. We've got 9. I think we can skip the 12 and do a couple of 11s, perhaps. Oh, Lark got auto-modded for... Lark got auto-modded for trying to call the Word of Blake cowards for fleeing the battlefield. And then he followed that up with, okay, tell me what real was any of that controversial statement, slur, bad word, or whatever. And of course he's going on now about man-portable nukes. Because of course Lark is talking about nukes. Take a couple of 12s with the autocannons. Our ammo is limited, but maybe we'll get lucky. That would make it worth it. Oh, I saw an exclamation point on Wyvern. I think he went down. And Seraph getting a lucky hit on the Wolverine to the center torso with a heavy PPC. The Grigory landing a not so lucky hit on the Archer's right torso. That's Archer number 1, so not number 4, who took a beating earlier. The Preda into the back of the guillotine, landing medium pulse laser to the left torso rear and a snub nose PPC to the left leg. The Malak at Archer number 4. Ouch. That is would have been a center torso critical hit, but the Edge re-rolled that to the left torso where he stores his ammo. So, Archer number 4 is scrap, if it's recoverable at all. And Wyvern has ejected and is unconscious. Destroyed by ejection, left arm blown off, center torso destroyed. And then the snub nose PPC to add insult to injury, which also goes to the left torso. The Wraith landing 2 medium pulse lasers on the Preda to the left and center torsos. And the Phoenix Hawk landing a medium X pulse laser on the left arm for 6 damage. Wolverine missing the Severum. Archer number 4 firing back at the Malak, landing 12 LRMs to the right arm, destroying it, to the left torso, and then transferring into the right torso. Archer number 1 landing 12 LRMs on the Preda to the legs and the left arm. The Wolverine missing the guillotine, landing a hit on the Preda's left leg, leaving him with 1 armor. Thunderbolt also landing a large laser on the Preda to the right arm. Rifleman missing on his 12s. The Preda falls, taking 5 to the left arm, going internal, but not getting the crit. And not taking pilot damage from the fall either, because cyborgs.
Yes, and as he fell, I couldn't kick him from one elevation.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I hate when that happens. The Malak building up 2 more heat to bring his total to 6. The Preda adding 5 heat to bring him to 11. The Grigory adding 3 heat, going up to 6 as well. Everyone else seems to be running pretty cool. Team 1 wins initiative. So I'm gonna have the last move. We're down to 80% of our BV. Princess is still at 92%, with 10 of 12 units remaining. Alright, Petra, I'm gonna need you to just sprint as much as possible to get into range. Now, this the Seraph and the Grigory with their heavy PPCs, are they Would you describe them as being well armored? Because I'm kind of hoping they're going to be easy to take down once we get in range.
I'm not sure. I think that most of these are reasonably far.
Yeah, it looks like 20 to 30 on the torso and arms, 30 to 40 on the legs for the Seraph. Yeah. And the Archangel with 40 to 50 pretty much all around. Yikes. No, I definitely want to be out of sight of the Seraph. The thing scares me. Malak, does that have jump jets? That does not. That is just a 6'9". So he's gonna have a hard time getting behind me if I do that. So yeah, definitely seems like Princess has sent out a couple of scouts to make use of that C3 network. Uh, Quite effectively, I would say, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm honestly almost half tempted to have random guy just charge the Archangel and try to unleash that autocannon 20 as many times as possible before he goes down. But do you think it would be more effective to try to rush in and knock out their big guns, or to try to hang back and take out their scouts? If we can take out their scouts, they lose the effectiveness of that C3 network.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Grigory up on a hill. Varank says he salutes at random guy. He shall be named Lark for this mission. I'm not trying to kamikaze anyone right now. I'm just trying to, I don't know, guns off the field kind of mentality is what I'm thinking of. Let's leave us at medium range or less from 2 PPCs. If we were to go there. Alternately, it'd be pretty evasive if we did that.
Shall I go and try and hunt them out with the Phoenix Hawk and the Wraith?
The Malak,
Or is it going to die?
It's hard to say. Random guy is not a veteran pilot. The rifleman's in pretty rough shape. So the Malak might actually give them a run for their money just by himself, just being evasive and being a difficult target. Right now I'm trying to consider how to move Yarvik, and I'm looking at moving him into 1641 at a jump just to keep his movement modifier up, and that would put him kind of closer into that kind of area to reinforce them as well. I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, my main goal at this point, I think, is just trying to keep everyone alive. Keeping target movement mods up as much as possible, trying to stay in cover, trying to work the line of sight. And Lark asks a seemingly random question. He says, in Battletech, what's your favorite vehicle? And he directs this question to both of us.
Vehicle as in actual, tracked, wheeled, hovered thing.
I do believe that is the intention of the question, yes. I'm honestly hard-pressed to think of anything I like more than a good Shrek PPC carrier. Just because it has, the range and the punch that I like to see from a vehicle. I would say a Demolisher just for the pure cool factor. But honestly, it's too slow to use those autocannons.
There is Starly era vehicle which has got a sniper artillery piece and an LB-10X. I can't remember what it's called off my head right now, but I really like. There is also a Starly era VTOL called the Vector. It's only like 21 tons, but it's got there's an infantry carrying variant, there's a scout, there's an electronic warfare variant, and the artwork. I like the artwork, so that's one of my favourites.
The Vector, you
I
said?
like the Karnov.
Oh, the Karnov is good. I used that last time we played against each other. Not very well, but I did use it. Okay, there goes the Malak. And I can get to within 3 hexes of him with an Atlas. Maybe I'll get really lucky and hit him with the autocannon. Frank says he was thinking the same thing about the Shrek. And also, does a long tom artillery count as a vehicle? I would say yes. It's a tracked vehicle, so I would definitely consider that fair game. Oh, that Preda just landed himself right in front of my Thunderbolt. I mean, I think I'm just gonna stand here and take the best shot I've got. Moltke succeeds. Archangel, running and turning on pavement, needs a 3, gets a 10. 2 Galleons both succeed. One of them just barely needs a 6, gets a 6. And the Preda has a small cockpit. I was not aware.
They all do.
Sorry?
They all do.
Oh, I had not even noticed. I see that now on the Malak and the Archangel. And even still,
if I'd given the pilots the what was it called, VTNI, the neuro interface thing, that gives them bonuses and eliminates that penalty.
oh,
But then they would have been even more expensive.
yeah. And honestly, I don't know how much they need more bonuses because they're already only needing 3s. Lark says, is artillery a vehicle in Battletech? Is a question as old and debated as are tank destroyers tanks. I would argue that a tank destroyer is not a tank.
No, it's definitely not. No.
Okay, we're in agreement. So I would say that that is not necessarily a hotly debated question. We ready to move on from the movement phase? I clicked it done. Okay, there we go. I guess it was just held up a little bit. Alright. Petra potentially has a shot on the Grigory. not a great shot. That's a 12 with the autocannon. And that's going to be, what, a 10 with the LRM, I think? But everything else is blocked by terrain, so we'll take the 12 and the 10. That should be, yeah. Let's see, Archer at the Grigory on 10s as well. And again, that's the only target we've got, so we'll take it. Yarvik does not have a shot on just the Preda with a 10. And yeah, we'll take a shot on a 12 for 2 heat. A lot more debated than you think, because what defines a tank is pretty lofty, and historians, nerds, and even militaries have 1,000 different definitions of what makes one so. Varank asks, so you wouldn't consider something like the M36 a tank? To which Lark says he would. I'm not familiar with the M36, personally. Even a Panzer is considered a tank destroyer? Really? Maybe I need to check my sources, because I thought a Panzer was definitely a tank.
Yeah, which Panzer?
He doesn't say. Alright, so I need a 9 with the autocannon 20. Maybe we'll get lucky. We can hope. Let's go ahead and do the rifleman next, since they're going to have the same target. On 6s, oh, I think that Malak might be about to be in trouble, because I've got him with 6s with everything. That's going to be an alpha strike from the rifleman. Guillotine at the Preda on 7s, looks like. Depends on the model, but the question at hand is vehicles that specifically are designed and designated as such. And Varank says the Jagdpanzer 4 and 5.
Yeah, the Jagdpanzers were tank destroyers. They weren't tanks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're casement mounted guns. I mean, which again, you know, the Stridsvagn Swedish one, they would say that's a tank, not a tank destroyer. I mean, possibly, but that the Jagdpanzer isn't like that. It's also role doctrine. I mean, like the M36 is open top, so that, I mean, that's clearly not a tank.
Yeah, for me, one of the defining characteristics of a tank is having a turret with the main gun in it. So if I would say that if it doesn't have a swiveling turret with a main gun, then it's probably not a tank. So, and Lark says the Jagdpanzer 38T is his favorite tank of World War II, even if people call it a Hetzer, which is asynchronous. I'm familiar with the Hetzer, or at least I thought I was. Not so much the Jagdpanzer 38T.
It's the same thing. It's the 38T. It was a Czechoslovakian factory that was captured and then put to making those. And there were different. The chassis was used for different things. The name Hetzer is kind of something. It was a nickname that stuck, but it's more of a. I think it's kind of anachronistic.
Kind of more of a blanket term.
Well, it's just like a nickname that stuck, but in a more modern sense, probably when it was actually around.
Ah, I got you. So the Grigory landing a heavy PPC on the Phoenix Hawk's left torso rear, which blows off its left arm and crits out 2 double heat sinks. Presumably, yeah, those are in the left torso, so those were gone anyway. And then a light PPC to the center torso rear. Lark says, well, if you say a tank is a tank, if it has a main gun in the turret, that swivels or turns, excuse me, then the M36 tank destroyer is one, and the Char B1, is that a Charlemagne? The Char B1, because the main gun.
The thing is that's obviously not the only criteria as well.
Yeah, no.
It's usually pretty clear.
Yeah, like I wouldn't consider a Hetzer a tank because it doesn't have a turret, but I don't know. I guess these terms are a bit more nebulous than I had given them credit for initially. Okay, so you've made the point that it is a debated topic. He says it's just a fun thought exercise. I get loads of variety in the answers. It's merely a fun probing question. I see. And yes, I will concede that it is debated to a degree. The Preta. Landing pulse lasers on the Phoenix Hawk's center torso, legs. Center torso and both legs. The Malek. Landing a PPC and an ER medium laser on the rifleman's right torso, destroying it and blowing off his right arm, transferring into the center torso. Wraith, missing the Malek on 10s, the Phoenix Hawk, landing hits on the Preda to the right torso and right arm, right torso and right leg with the smalls. Wolverine, landing a heavy PPC on the Preda's right arm, destroying it and transferring into the right torso, critting on 2 of his jump jets after going internal there. And then, 6 SRMs, scattering mostly on the right side, blowing off his left leg though with a lucky crit. The Orion missing on 10s and 12s, the Archer missing on 10s, the Wolverine missing on 10s and 12s. The Atlas landing the big gun on the Malek to the right torso, destroying it and transferring into the center torso. Both medium lasers miss, but he does get 4 SRMs to the right leg, center torso, the head, down to 2 armor there. So he's a medium laser from dying, whether he's a cyborg or not. Center torso's down to 4 armor. Rifleman at the Malak, landing large lasers to the center torso and destroying the Malak. So that's an achievement.
Yep.
Autocannons and medium lasers also hit. The guillotine at the Preda, hitting the right torso, destroying it. Medium lasers to the center torso and the left torso, leaving it with 4 armor on the center and 3 on the left. The SRM misses. The Thunderbolt at the Preda to the left torso with a large laser, taking out a jump jet and a medium pulse. Medium laser to the left torso, taking out another jump jet. Medium laser to the right leg, critting on his lower leg, so he is going to be a lot less mobile in the coming turns. Machine guns landing on the center torso and left arm, critting out his upper arm actuator, and then 2 SRM, or 1 SRM to the center torso, stripping it of armor. The Forlorn Hope's Phoenix Hawk has fallen. Takes 5 to where his left torso was, transferring to the center torso. The Preda, with his leg destroyed, automatically falls on the left torso, destroyed by engine destruction. So that's the Preda and the Malak both down. So that is all of the scouting forces I'm aware of.
Yeah, we needed that. That was good.
That was a good turn for us, yeah. Wraith is at 1 heat. Phoenix Hawk is at 8 because he lost some heat sinks. The Gregory is at 9 heat. Thunderbolt is at 5 heat. Rifleman is at 7 because he also lost a heat sink, it looks like. Fire spreads to 2039 from 2040. Heavy smoke, light smoke, all that good stuff. Varank says he wants to go play Steel Panthers now. Lark replies, speaking of Steel Panthers, not to let a youngster tell you anything, but Microprose is publishing a game out soon called Second Front that is supposed to finally be the de facto PC version of Squad Leader. Interesting. Rank says it's on his wish list. I picked up Lock and Load Tactics to look at it, just haven't had time yet. Okay, so round 8. Team 1 wins initiative. Forlorn Hope is getting the last move. Forlorn Hope is down to 93%. The Shadow Division down to 72. Challenger Deep down to 77. So we are starting to pull ahead a bit. They still have 19,000 BV. We're sitting just over 20,000 combined, it looks like. Okay. So I feel like I can have random guy start to advance towards this direction. I won't be able to go 3 hexes next turn. Okay, we'll move this way and we'll plan on a run next turn. Rank says that you had enough points for a nuke and you didn't bring one, so you're to blame. Let's get this Thunderbolt up and into the action. Okay, so looks like Princess is starting to take cover more in these buildings now. Everything but the Archangel and the Seraph. Oh. Guillotine is in rough shape still. I'm frankly at a loss of how to best proceed. I'm trying to keep my distance from them now that they've lost their scouts. We can maybe call it an even match.
Yeah, we should be able to. If we can close the range behind the buildings and then attack them at point blank, that evens up a bit.
Let me wait and see what he does before I do that. I know I'm putting Yarvik in harm's way with the Archangel and the Seraph there, but maybe next turn we can take cover. Lark says, Gribbly, you will rue the day you didn't bring a nuclear device.
Well, you know, if he gets a chance to join us in one of these games, he can bring a nuke.
That sounds fair. Oh, right, because we're overheated. I guess that's our move. He says he'll bring 1 mech and like 12 nukes. Rag says he's logging in now with his nuclear battalion.
I think maybe if we close in and try and kill the Grigori while it's out of line of sight of the others, the pack.
Yeah, I was just
the Archangel and the Seraph can't shoot at it.
yeah, I was just looking at how to move Petra, and I think she's gonna move up onto this hill because she has eyes on the Grigori from here. Still shielded from those two. And Lark wants to know if this skirmish is taking today's episode of Challenger Deep. The short answer is we'll see. It depends on how long it takes. If it starts to cut into our time, Gribbly, how late are you gonna be able to play? We're about an hour and a half in, and I know we had talked about making it a 4-hour stream, which is from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock my time. But if it runs late,
I can certainly do another 3 hours.
okay. But if it runs, say, longer than that, would you be interested in doing that, or would I be
We'll see how it
proceeding?
goes. I mean, I could probably stay a little bit longer after that, and then, yeah. I
Okay.
don't think this will take that long, really.
You think we're already approaching the midway point? Because it kind of feels like we are to me.
Could be. I mean,
And they still
once
have
everything closes in, it'll just get very brutal very quickly, and then it'll be over.
Yeah. I agree. Question on my mind is how brutal is it going to end up being? Because they still have 3 heavy mechs. And all of their heavy mechs have at least 2 PPCs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that Archangel has a shot on the guillotine there. We'll take our chances. Frank says no sleep for Gribbly. Also says, I like artillery but haven't used any in MegaMek yet. And I would just like to go on record as saying it's difficult to use well. Oh, the Phoenix Hawk failed to get up. Takes 5 to the right torso. Fails to avoid damage. Needs a 3 to stay conscious. And then he does get up on the second attempt. Galleon number 5 succeeds. Galleon number 6 fails his piloting check. Moving through a light building, takes 2 to the front. And then let's make a piloting skill check while moving. Moved 5 to 6 hexes. Needs a 10, rolls an 8. Costs him a movement point.
Yeah, I was moving it crashing into a building, dumping it inside.
Ah. So is that worth the movement point that it cost you?
No, I mean, I need to get them out and get them, doing something.
Yeah, I see where that happened up here. Interesting. Okay, so we do have some infantry in range of that Grigory. Let me see who else. Petra has 7s on the set rim versus 9s on the Grigory. Moved her here specifically to fire on the Grigory. It's gonna be an 8 with the LRMs. 9s with the lasers and the SRM. 9, 7. Okay, so we'll split our fire like that. The 7 will be the secondary target. Hopefully we can kill one of them with an autocannon 10. Archer has, looks like, no targets whatsoever. Yarvik has a shot on the Diva on a 12. That's about it. Let's see. random guy has LRM, so maybe we can get a shot on the, what is that? Shidu assault battle armor, or the Diva on 12s. Doesn't make much of a difference, I don't think. Guillotine at the Grigory on 12s. It's not a great shot, but it's something, I guess. It's probably not. It's probably nothing. Thunderbolt has, looks like, no targets. Oh, did the Rifleman not have a shot either? Let's see, the Seraph missing the Wolverine on 8s, fortunately, because those heavy PPCs really hurt. The Archangel landing a heavy PPC on the Guillotine's right arm, critting his lower arm actuator. The Diva firing at the medium building and killing some of your infantry guys. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then destroying the building, which is going to collapse and kill more of them. But for now, you're down to 22 guys in that squad. The Grigory at the Galleon, hitting it, the light building for... Okay, hits the building absorbs 2 points of damage. The Galleon takes 3. The building has 10 points remaining. The Galleon has 17 armor remaining on its front, and it loses some movement points. And then we repeat the process a couple more times. Okay, ER small laser at the Galleon. Misses against non-infantry target. Okay, the building takes 3 points of damage, has 5 factor remaining. 2 damage is passed on to the foot platoon, killing one more guy. Or one guy from that squad. Okay, that's a different squad. He's down to 27 people there. The Galleon is immobile. The Severum at the Galleon, destroying the...
Serum, they waste their one-shot SRM5, which is basically an SRM30 one-shot. Sorry, no, yeah, 30.
24 missiles hit that building.
Doing nothing.
Doing absolutely no effect. Wow. That's a lot of SRMs that just got wasted. The Galleon missing the Grigory. The Galleon hitting the set rim. Trooper number 6 takes a medium laser, but survives. Gauss Rifle Platoon hits the Grigory in the center torso and the arms. The Orion landing 12 LRMs on the Grigory to the left torso and left leg, and a medium lasers to the right arm and right torso. So he's going to make a piloting check. Wolverine misses, Atlas misses, Guillotine misses. Galleon is hit by falling debris for 8 damage to the front and left side, taking a sensor hit. Gauss platoon takes 24 damage, killing 12 guys, leaving 10 guys left. Grigory does fall, takes 6 damage to the left leg and center torso. So that's pretty alright. Petra could kick a building, but I don't think she's going to. Grigory is at 6 heat, Diva is at 9, Seraph is at 6. Everyone else is running pretty chill this turn. Light smoke continues to fill hexes, heavy smoke overpowers light smoke and hexes. We've won initiative yet again, which is fortunate. Forlorn Hope is down to 90%, Shadow Division is down to 72, Challenger Deep is down to 77. They're down to 8 units remaining. And we've lost 1 of ours collectively.
don't know what the Shadu battle is doing, because that really wants to charge in to point blank range, but it's not doing it. Pretty silly.
They've got heavy machine guns and recoilless rifles. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I think
useless.
2 machine guns each. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, wow. Heavy machine guns with a range of 2 hexes. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
12 heavy machine guns. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
So yeah, a random guy is going to try to get them into LRM range and start wailing on them a bit, I think. With the rifleman backing him up. What's that? Oh, that was the Moltke. Okay, random guy and the rifleman are kind of out in the open. Maybe that was a bad move. Trying to get the flank on the Archangel and the Seraph, but they might end up being the only targets for those guys.
Yeah. At least it's at long range with no C3I shenanigans.
Yeah, indeed. Building. Yeah, it doesn't have jump jets, does it? It does, actually.
It's interesting. Word of Blake actually have some VTOLs and battle armor, which have C3I as well, which make it even worse.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not up against VTOL with C3 would be devastating against this force, and they're so hard to hit. I remember how nasty VTOLs can be from our last encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's bad enough when they have ECM, but C3 would be, especially with all of these PPCs on the field, that would be nasty, very nasty. Oh man, all 3 of his heavies have eyes on Petra where she is now. Right, this way. Where can I move Petra to where she has eyes on like one of them? Grigory hasn't moved yet, also, I notice. Hmm.
Can we take like a 2-minute break at the end of this round?
Sure. I was actually planning on asking the same thing when we hit the 2 hour mark, which is in about 10 minutes. So we can do that at the end of this round.
Okay.
Definitely works for me. Three hexes from the Diva and out of sight of the Seraph and Archangel. I think I found my winning move. Yeah, get some LRMs on that Diva from the Thunderbolt. Galleon destroyed by ejection. Gregory gets up successfully. Okay. So we'll start with the autocannon 10, I think, on the Diva on a 7. And we'll follow that up with some medium lasers and SRMs. And you know what? I can't think of any reason not to throw in the LRMs as well. Archer does not have any targets, it looks like. Double check. Yeah, even the Shadu. Forgot about those Nephilim down there in the corner. They're kind of advancing really slowly.
Yeah. They are slow, but I don't. Shouldn't be that slow, I don't think.
Elevens on the Shadu. 10 on the Archangel. Yeah, we'll take that chance. Rifleman might have the same target. Nines, eights. Guillotine has intentionally put himself where he has eyes on nothing. Thunderbolt at the Diva on an 11 and a 9. Yeah. Nothing else is in range. Alright, the Seraph hitting your Wolverine with a heavy PPC and a light PPC to the right arm and left torso. The Archangel following that up with a heavy PPC to the left leg and a heavy PPC to the right arm, destroying it and transferring into the right torso, down to 15 there. ER medium laser to the right leg, snub-nose PPC to the left torso. Now Wolverine is all of a sudden kind of in danger.
Yeah.
Missing an arm and down to 5 armor on the left torso after just 2 of his mechs have fired.
Yeah.
The Diva firing medium pulse lasers at the Orion and hitting the left arm and the center torso, hitting the right arm and the left arm again, down to 12 armor on that left arm, and an ER medium laser to the right torso, down to 17 armor there. The Grigory still wailing on that Wolverine. Hits with a heavy PPC to the left torso, taking out a double heat sink, and a medium laser to the building, which is fortunate. The Serum swarms your Galleon on a 3. The Galleon lands a small pulse laser on the Diva's center torso rear. Gauss Platoon misses. Gauss Platoon hits the Grigory for 12 damage to the right torso, left and center torso, and the right leg. And then the other squad of Gauss Rifle foot platoon hits for 3 damage to the Severum. Ryan missing with the autocannon and the first medium laser, landing the second medium laser to the Diva's center torso. And the LRM-15, surprisingly, on an 11, hits with 9 LRMs to the left leg and arm. Your Wolverine returns fire at the Grigory, missing with the heavy PPC on the Streak 6. but hitting the ER medium laser to the right leg and going through the armor, hitting the hip. Nice. So there's a good chance he's going down because that's a pretty significant modifier.
Yeah, I hope so.
Wolverine missing, Atlas missing, Rifleman lands an autocannon 5 hit to the Archangel's left leg, leaving him with 37 armor remaining. And my Thunderbolt landing 9 LRMs to the Diva, to the right torso and center torso. The Grigory falls, needed a 6, got a 5. Takes 5 to the right leg and 1 to the left arm. The Diva stays standing. Wolverine needs a 10 because he took 80 plus damage. Wow. Falls and takes 6 to the left arm and center torso. Needs a 3 to stay conscious. Oh, Orion also falls on its rear, taking 5 to the left leg and 3 to the right arm. And Petra avoids damage successfully. Is there any physical attacks this round? Okay, so the Grigory is at 8 heat, the Diva's at 9, the Archangel's at 7, the Seraph is at 5. So all of his mechs are running pretty hot right now. All of ours are still running pretty cool. Okay, Lark says he just posted a new Let's Talk Battletech, so I would encourage everyone to go and check that out as soon as they're able. Going into rounds 10, we've won the initiative. Specifically, Forlorn Hope is going to go last. And this is the point where we're going to take just a couple of moments to take a break for biological reasons. I'm going to grab some water, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Yep, I'm back in a couple of minutes.
Okay, water in hand. Biological needs taken care of. For anyone who's just joining us, this is me and Gribbly against Princess, who is in control of the 42nd Shadow Division. It's been kind of a rough battle so far. But we are, it seems, starting to pull ahead somewhat. So I'm gonna try to these Shidoos. I don't want to get too close to them, obviously, but I would like to try and take them out. Maybe that shouldn't be a high priority. Maybe I should be more worried about the Archangel and the Seraph. Badly mangled is this rifleman. His right side is pretty chewed up. His left side is still pretty fresh.
Get back.
Yeah. So I've moved my rifleman to try to flank these two heavies, the Seraph and the Archangel. I think Petra's gonna try and go last if she can. Eyes on the Seraph here, but it hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, because I brought MegaMeks.
Yeah.
Once they get targeted by high skilled gunners, they just drop, don't they?
Yeah, especially with those heavy PPCs. That's a Gauss rifle right there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So yeah, you put a few of those on the field against units that are using lower tech. And I mean, I know you've got X pulse lasers on your Phoenix Hawk and whatnot, but my guys are lower tech for sure.
Yeah. I mean, most of these things are side grade. Like you say, like the heavy PPCs, they're somewhat similar to Gauss rifles. They're probably not quite as good.
No,
Sort
they
of heat and stuff. But
yeah, they do run hotter, but I mean, they're still able to use them pretty effectively, it seems like.
yeah. I mean, they're like clan ERPPCs, but worse.
Yeah, they don't have quite the range, but a clan
And they start at
ERPVC
minimum
is
range, I think.
seems like. Yeah, the heavy PVC has a minimum range of 3, it looks like.
Was it the glory that took the hit damage?
I think it was. Where did the Gregory go? The Gregory. Uh, yeah, I believe so. His movement is down to 126, and he's prone.
I'm guessing if a human was playing the Op 4, they'd stay in the open. I think that'd be much better for them.
Yeah, send out just one scout after another so that you could try to minimize your attrition while you keep your C3 active. It would probably be a smarter move. Lark says the Grigory is prone. It's perfect time for a nuclear strike.
Ammo management with that is difficult because I think if you have like a Davy Crockett nuke instead of arrow 4 round, it's like one shot takes up a whole ton of ammo for the arrow 4 unit.
Really?
I believe so, yeah. So I don't know, like if you've got a Demolisher 2 arrow 4 variant which has got like loads of spare room, then
Then yeah, it's less of a concern, but yeah.
I'm guessing you deploy a Davy Crockett from an aerospace fighter, but I'm not sure if that's implemented for ground attacks in MegaMek. But yeah, it's arrow 4. You want arrow 4s when deploying nukes and this.
Yeah, or some kind of artillery piece, something where you can be well outside the blast radius.
they've really got a hate on for that galleon. That's overkill. It's
Yeah.
a 30-ton IFV. Like,
It's being swarmed by the Severum. It's about to, if it survives long enough, it'll get kicked by the Diva for sure. No joke. I really do have a hate on for that guy.
yeah, watch out for that Shadu unit from your guys. If you're able to get shots on it, it might be worth it.
Okay, yeah, they have a maximum range of 7 with those rifles, but you said the heavy machine guns, they're packing 12 of those?
Yeah.
Lark says, the US and Soviets built tanks to survive nuclear blasts. We can make mechs too. Which, I'd say that's actually kind of a valid point. Although I want to say that the tanks that were built to survive those were more built to survive the fallout than the actual blast.
Yeah.
Alright, the Archangel succeeds, the Galleons both succeed, the Grigory stands up successfully, but then tries to run and falls again, taking 5 to the left arm and 1 to the center torso. Orion needs a 4, gets a 6. Alright, Petra is safely out of harm's way. This archer came here specifically to lob LRMs at this Seraph. 2 of them on 7s. And then we'll throw in some medium lasers on 11s just for kicks. Yarvik has a shot on the Archangel on a 7. And 9s. We'll do 1 laser in the SRM. The Atlas suffering from that 9 hex range maximum with everything but the LRM. We've got 10s on the Shidu, 12s on the Nephilim. Excuse me. The Guillotine only has eyes on that. Oh, has eyes on the Shidu, but not the range. Can't shoot the battle armor that's swarming the Galleon. Thunderbolt has a 12 on them. Okay, let's go ahead and take the 12, and we might as well take the 10 as well since we're kind of stacked for ammo. The Rifleman on an 11 and a 7. Works for me. Alright, the enemy Seraph. Firing medium pulse lasers against your foot platoon. Kills 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, and then the Flamer. And then a Flamer. Flamers against infantry, super effective. The Archangel at my Wolverine hits the right torso with a heavy PPC, but misses with the other one. The Diva at the Galleon hitting the right side with 2 medium pulse lasers, 3 medium pulse lasers, destroying the Galleon. The Severum medium battle armor ends their swarm attack, for what that's worth. Their Grigory, this is all at the same galleon. Give them a medal for absorbing so much fire. The Tengu missing the Wraith, the battle armor attacking that dead galleon. The Wraith at the Tengu landing a medium pulse laser to trooper number 5. The Galleon at the Grigory landing medium laser to the right torso, small pulse lasers to the right arm and center torso. Gauss foot platoon hits for 12 damage on the Grigory. To the right arm, head, right and left torso rear, center torso rear. Right arm is down to 5 armor. The Archer at the Seraph, glancing blow due to narrow low profile, only hits with 6 missiles to the right arm and torso. I did not realize the Seraph had a low profile.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So that's going to make him significantly tougher to crack. Your other foot platoon landing 12 damage on the Grigory to the left leg, center torso, left arm, left leg again, and right arm down to 3 armor there. And then 2 more damage to his left leg from the third platoon of guys. My Wolverine at the Archangel landing him just 1 medium laser to the right torso. The Atlas missing with his LRMs. The Thunderbolt missing with the large laser and the LRMs. The Rifleman only landing an autocannon 5. Which, yeah, those Shidu battle armor have 15 armor apiece. Wow. Those dudes are heavy duty. It's like half again as tough as an elemental. Okay, it looks like we can see the C3 network there. I don't know if you saw that.
I did, yeah, that's weird.
So the Diva, instead of kicking the tank, steps on one of your infantry guys. Seems seems like a dick move to me. The Grigory is at 5 heat, the Diva is at 9. We kept the Archangel. The Archangel, yeah, must have run and fired both of the heavy PPCs down to 0 heat. The Seraph is up to 6 heat. Archer and the Wolverine are both at 2. Okay. One of the light woods burned into a rough hex. Okay, so Forlorn Hope is at 75%, Shadow Division is at 67%, Challenger Deep is at 75%. And we have finally lost the initiative, which only seems fair. Oh, I guess I missed this in the chat, but Lark had said Object 279, experimental Soviet tank that actually was purpose-built to withstand the wind shear and the shockwave of a nuclear blast. I'd never heard of that. Object 279?
Yeah, I don't think anyone who hasn't played World of Tanks has heard of that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's all sorts of conjectural weird and wonderful prototypes in there.
Ah. So, you had advised me not to get too close to the Shidu.
Yeah, I think so.
They do have a 3 hex movement and a 2 hex range. I think. Oh, I hadn't realized how close your Wraith was to getting behind that Archangel. That's a good position to be in. Alright, I think random guy is going to engage the Shidu. Are they? They're falling back. Lark says he doesn't play World of Tanks, he's just a big tank nerd. Which, I mean, if you were a true big tank nerd, you'd play World of Tanks. Just saying. And the Tengu heavy battle armor falling back as well. They have SRM 3 apiece. True big tank nerds would actually play Steel Beasts Pro, a real tank simulator, which I do. And HMS Boat Fixer has joined the party. More like War Thunder if you're a big tank nerd, but that has its own can of worms. I'm not familiar with War Thunder. Seraph hasn't moved yet. I was trying to line up a shot on something that I don't need to be lining up a shot on. And we try to get under the minimum range of this Archangel. Is that a good move, do you think? I mean,
it hasn't moved yet, right?
It hasn't, no. But I figure closing with it is going to be probably a process that takes a couple of turns. So he's going to have some accurate shots on me as I approach. Oh, I forgot he had a snub nose. Maybe getting real close is not a good idea. How about we just back our archer out a little bit? See if we can keep him safe. Okay, so the Archangel has moved. You've got a guy behind him. I've got a guy in front of him, maybe? How heavy is this Archangel? Do I need to be worried about his... Oh, that's a 100-tonner. That's why its sprite is so big.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want my Wolverine trying to go nose to nose with a 100-tonner. Try to stay out of melee range of that beast. Chat's been discussing the various merits of different tank games. Varank says specifically he likes turn-based tanks, and Lark apparently is more a fan of real-time gaming. Personally, I prefer, and I don't think it's a secret, that I prefer turn-based games.
Yeah, I like to.
Thunderbolt against a 100-tonner is a little bit more fair, but I think that's still Oh, we're gonna have to gang up on this Archangel if we want to take it down. Oh, I guess I was mistaken. Lark says that he loves turn-based the most. But he says nothing is like the real thing. Steel Beasts is the closest he's gotten. Seraph, 85 tons. I'm going to try to kick the Archangel. I know it seems like a bad idea. Everyone succeeded on their piloting checks, even the Grigory, with his busted hip. Okay, I've got 6s on the Archangel with Petra. That's nice. Hopefully I can force a skill check out of him. Not that it's likely to do much. And my archer is effectively out of the fight. Yarvik on the Archangel as well. Thunderbolt on the Archangel as well. We are just going to try to mess him up as much as possible.
Yeah, the Molk is in good range. That as well.
Moltke has LRMs, I'm guessing. Oh, MMLs. Nice. And a snub nose.
Yeah, so this round is going to be LRMs, but if I can get close enough, should have some fun with SRMs.
Okay. Nine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay.
This whole base area is just a blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah.
Walk around a corner. Oh shit! It's two wood blade assault mechs. I'll go back. Get back.
Yeah.
At least it's not on fire yet.
Yet. Most of these are what? Medium and light buildings. So we got a medium fortress building there, light buildings. Yeah, once it starts being on fire and smoke starts filling the streets, things are, I think, going to get even more interesting. 11 and 7. So we'll do the 9 and 11, I think. 9, 7, 11. Yeah, that's what I meant. With my half of a rifleman. The Seraph, firing on your Wraith, hits with 3 medium lasers to the legs and center torso rear, leaving it with 1 armor in the back. Small lasers to the right leg and right arm. Archangel at my Thunderbolt took the bait. Heavy PPC to the center torso, which we were able to just take like a champ. ER medium to the right leg, snub nose to the right torso. That is going to be a PSR, but I think we got that. The Diva firing on the Wolverine hits with a medium pulse laser to the right torso and another one to the right arm, going internal on the torso but no crit. An ER medium to the right arm as well, leaving us with 7 armor there. The Grigori missing all of his 7s. The Severum missing on a 7 as well. Your Wraith into the back of the Archangel, hitting the right arm with a large laser. Medium pulse to the center torso rear, medium pulse to the right torso rear. Phoenix Hawk on the Grigori hits with medium X pulse laser to the right leg. Small X pulse lasers both hit the left leg, down to 9 armor on that leg. Petra in the Orion, landing the autocannon 10 on the Archangel's right torso. Medium laser to the left torso, not quite getting a crit. Medium laser to the right torso, down to 12 armor there. Gauss Rifle Platoon hits with the Grigori for 12 more damage. Looks like the left arm takes 2 hits. Looks like each leg takes a hit and each side torso takes a hit. And he is down to single-digit armor in all of those locations. And then the second platoon hits for another 9 damage, going internal on the left arm, but not quite getting a crit, rolling a 7. Wolverine at the Archangel, hitting the right arm with a medium laser, hitting 5 SRMs. Looks like both legs take a hit and the right arm takes 3. The Moltke hits the Archangel in the left torso with a snub nose PPC and 4, you said LRMs from the MML launcher? And then 6 more, so a total of 10. Oh, no. Total of 14, looks like 14 LRMs. Splashing around the right and center torso. Thunderbolt at the Archangel, landing a medium laser to the left torso, down to 12 armor there. If we can keep concentrating fire on the Archangel, we might be able to take him down in just another couple of turns.
Yeah.
Atlas, landing his 12 of his LRMs on the Shidu battle armor on Troopers 4, 2, and 1. Guillotine at the Archangel. Effectively missing with the large laser because he goes behind partial cover. Rifleman landing both of his shots on the Shidu on Troopers 4 and 2. Wraith stays standing. Grigori falls down, takes 6 to the right leg and 1 to the right torso. Archangel needs an 8, gets a 4, goes prone, taking 10 to the center torso. And the Thunderbolt needs a 5, gets an 8, stays standing. Petra came here to kick the Archangel and needs a 3 or better. Thunderbolt's not trying to kick a building. The Diva punching the building and killing one of your Gauss Rifle platoon guys. The Seraph kicking at the Wraith and missing. The Wraith kicking at the Archangel, hitting the left leg. The Orion kicking the Archangel, also in the left leg. The Seraph, for missing a kick, does not fall down. Your Phoenix Hawk is at 6 heat. The Grigori is at 7. The Diva is at 6. The Archangel and the Seraph are both at 7. And my guys are all at 3 or less, because I've been having a hard time getting them into position where they can really unload. Fires continue burning. Heavy smoke continues overpowering light smoke. Someone fell down there. The Grigori fell down. And the Archangel too, yeah. So the Grigori and the Archangel are both prone. The Seraph and the Diva are both still up. Oof. Do I want to get within 7 hexes of the Shidu? I don't think I do. I think I'd rather stay 8 hexes away from them. These Nephilim have assault battle armor. Oh, they have 2 SRM2s. Times 6. At least we're at medium range from them. Hopefully they don't hit with too much. I get the feeling I'm about to lose a rifleman.
I mean, are they, what is that, medium range?
Medium range from the Nephilim, yeah. The Archangel got back up, but otherwise was not able to move, I don't think. Petra does not want to be within kicking distance of the Archangel. He does have jump jets. He has 5 jump jets. Interesting. Thought he was 2, 3, 5. An 85 tonner with 5 jump jets? Am I missing something?
Yeah.
Does that have improved jump jets or something?
Must do, yeah. And it's low profile. Yeah.
Well, I can get into ideal range with a pair of LRM-20s. Maybe I can do some good there.
I think my Wraith is going to suffer this round.
You think who is?
The Wraith.
I don't even see where he went. I see your Phoenix Hawk and your Wolverine, who are both in pretty rough shape.
It's by the Sarah.
Oh, okay, I see him now.
The camero's working.
Yeah, he's got a diva in his back arc, and he's within 1 hex of that Sephirim. So yeah, he might take a little bit of a wallop. Alright, I think the Thunderbolt's going to try to get inside his minimum range, and that should also be within machine gun range. For what that's worth.
So Atlas didn't actually take that much damage then?
No, he got knocked down, but he's still in pretty decent shape, I think. Let me just check his armor. Yeah, he's he's taken, looks like 15 points to the right leg, 10 points to the right torso, but other than that, he's pretty fresh. I can't believe I said "token" live on the internet. That's embarrassing. So we've got a 12 on the Nephilim with the autocannon, 10s with the LRM, and we'll launch a couple of 12s as well. Put us at 1 heat. 8s and 4s. We'll do that all day long. Alright, Petra at the Archangel, needing 4s and 8s. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna unload with those odds. Let's try to concentrate on this Archangel and bring him down this turn. I'd love to knock him prone again, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to be so lucky.
Got 70 SRMs firing at him. So.
Oh. Well, then maybe we will. Alright.
I reckon we'll probably cripple the Archangel this round. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm unloading on him pretty heavily myself. The Thunderbolt's firing everything but the large laser and the LRMs, which puts him at 0 heat. Let's see. Yarvik is also got 7s. That's going to be 2 mediums and the SRM6, putting us at 2 heat. Guillotine has a 13 on the Seraph, or an 11 on the Nephilim. We'll go ahead and do that. And last but not least, we've got our Archer, our remaining Archer, on 9s, even at ideal range. Oh, it has partial cover. And it also jumped for a +3. And we ran. Okay, so we might land one of those LRMs. Probably not both. Oh, Lord. Varank made a clip of me saying the word token. Alright, the Seraph. Firing at your Phoenix Hawk, landing 1, 2, 3 medium pulse lasers to the right torso, right leg, and left leg, and then a light PPC to the right leg. He says he posted it in Discord as well, in case anyone missed it. Archangel firing heavy PPCs at the Phoenix Hawk to the right arm and center torso, leaving him with 7 structure remaining, and then the Snubnose missing on a 4. Oh, that was... I don't know if he's gonna survive this round, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
The Diva firing at the Wraith, hitting with 2 medium pulse lasers into his back arc, hitting the right arm and right torso. Double crits on the engine. Medium pulses also to the left leg, an ER to the left torso rear, and an ER medium to the left leg, down to 3 armor there. You weren't kidding, that Wraith is hurting after this. Yeah. Grigori...
heat as well.
Yeah, 10 extra heat from the engine hits. That's going to be kind of crippling. The Grigori landing a heavy PPC on the Wolverine's right arm, ER small laser to the right torso, critting a heat sink. A single heat sink. I think that Wolverine might be the only mech on the board with single heat sinks, if I'm not mistaken. The Nephilim missing with the plasma rifle. Oh, the Nephilim battle armor. I was thinking it was a mech for some reason. Missing with the plasma rifles, hitting with 8 SRMs. Center torso, center torso, center torso, left torso. Looks like most of that goes to the center torso, and then 8 more also to the center torso. Critting on the gyro, so the rifleman's probably going to want to eject after this, because I don't think he's getting back up, and he's only got 1 arm. The Severim battle armor firing at the Wraith, hitting the left arm, left torso, center torso, and left leg, down to 1 armor on that leg. And the Wraith needing 8s to hit the Seraph and not getting any of them. That's a shame. The Phoenix Hawk at the Archangel hits with a medium X-Pulse to the right leg, a small X-Pulses to the right arm and right torso, down to 7 and 8 armor in those locations. Your Gauss Rifle Platoon needs a 4, gets Snake Eyes. Gauss Rifle Platoon needs a 4, hits for 9 on the Grigori. Left torso, right arm, center torso, right arm, right arm. And then 9 more damage to the Grigori. Left arm, center torso, right arm, right leg critting on the foot, and 1 to the left arm. The Longinus Battle Armor, firing at the Grigori, hitting for 3 damage to the left torso and 3 to the right torso. Needlers at the Grigori, hitting for 3 damage, critting on his heavy PPC, nice. The Longinus Battle Armor at the Seraph, hitting the right leg for 4, critting on his hip.
Ooh, yep, excellent. Perfect leg attack.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's why I like Battle Armor right there.
Yeah, that Seraph, that's what, that was the 85 tonner, right?
Mm.
He's likely to be going down, and even if he doesn't, he's going to be massively slowed down.
And he's going to be more risky jumping as well.
Ah, yes, as well. The Atlas, needing 10s and 12s and missing with all of it. The Moltke, hitting the Archangel in the left leg with his snub nose PPC, hitting with, looks like 3, 9, 13 SRMs, looks like. Critting on his gyro. Just going through this real quick. Critting on his lower leg as well. So the Archangel is going to be making piloting checks at a severe penalty after that. The Rifleman at the Nephilim, hitting with the autocannon 5 and a medium laser, hitting troopers 1 and 4. Orion at the Archangel, hitting the left torso with the autocannon, hitting the left arm with the medium laser, center torso with the medium laser, 2 SRMs to the left torso, which has 0 armor left, and the center torso. Moltke at the Archangel, critting out 3 double heat sinks in the right torso, and hitting the left leg twice, critting the upper leg, down to 12 structure there. And then 4 more missiles to the to the right arm and the right torso evenly. It's down to 12 and 11 structure in those locations. And the 9M Wolverine, hitting the Archangel with 6 more SRMs, center torso, left arm, left torso, and an ER medium to the head. A Thunderbolt at the Archangel, hitting the left arm, the left torso, and the left leg, critting on a hip. That Archangel is going to have like 0 movement points after this. Machine gun to the right torso, SRM 2 to the left leg, down to 5 structure. Wolverine at the Archangel, hitting the head with a medium laser, and hitting the left leg with a medium laser, destroying the leg, so he is definitely not going to be able to get back up. Elite pilot or no, missing a leg and took a gyro hit too, right? Or was that the other one?
Yeah, and I think at least 1 hit, maybe both. Well, I suppose, one isn't there anymore. So.
Yeah. Guillotine missing the Nephilim, the Archer missing the Seraph. Wraith stays standing, Phoenix Hawk does not. Phoenix Hawk takes 5 to the right torso, leaving it with 0 armor there. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, rolls Snake Eyes. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 5, barely. The Grigori needs a pair of 8s and gets them both with an 8 and a 9. Let's see, that's 3 plus 2 for the hip. Small pilot, small cockpit, leg, foot. Okay, so he's missing a hip and a leg actuator. So his baseline piloting is now going to be 7s. So that's cool. Archangel must make 6 piloting skill rolls and automatically fails. Gyro hit, leg actuator hit, leg actuator hit, hip actuator hit. Leg destroyed and 140 plus damage. That's impressive.
It does take a lot of killing. It's not dead yet.
Yeah, It does fall down, takes 10 to the right arm, which crits out one of its heavy PPCs and leaves it with 2 structure remaining. The Seraph also falls, takes 5 to the right leg and 4 to the chest. Rifleman needs a pair of 8s, gets a pair of 8s. I really thought the Rifleman was going down this turn with that gyro hit. The Archer's not interested in kicking a building. Thunderbolt doesn't really have a target either. Wolverine kicks the Archangel in the center torso for 11 points, and it still has almost 30 points left. Oof. 100 tonners are no joke. Wraith gains 34 heat, sinks 20, and is now at 14 heat. Needs a 4+ to avoid shutdown, gets a 6. HMS Boat Fixer says the Rifleman is too Chad to need a gyro.
Yeah.
Phoenix Hawk is at 13 heat, so 1 point shy of rolling to shut down. Riggory is at 9, Diva is at 6, Archangel is at 15, needs a 4+ to avoid shutting down. Seraph is at 3. Wolverine is at 3. Everyone else is pretty cool. Looks like no more fires were started this turn, but one of the light woods did burn down to rough. We've won initiative for round 13, but only because of our tactical bonus. And we've got them down to 51%. We're both up around 70%, so that's a pretty clear indicator. Oh, the Archangel has ejected.
Oh. I guess no movement, yeah.
Alright, I'm getting that Rifleman as far away from those SRMs as possible. I know they're one-shot SRMs, but he just wants to be as far away from everything as possible. He has no
That's
armor left.
fine. He could definitely retreat at this point. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame that. Well, no, it's not a shame exactly, but the fact that Princess decided to move in and in amongst buildings basically finished her off. If she hadn't done that, we'd be in serious problem.
Yeah, because she really does have the range advantage over us. Especially with that C3. Rank says if he took 140 points around, he'd think about ejecting also.
Yeah.
For sure. Yes. Oh, man. The Shidu battle armor are still maintaining their distance, and I don't know why, because they're not a long-range unit.
I guess they're worried about getting shot, but they're much better getting in close, like into the same hex and doing. I suppose the Nephilim are assaults, they can't do leg attacks, but still, they've got firepower.
I probably don't want to get within plasma rifle range of the Nephilim, do I?
The plasma rifles are only like what, 2 points of damage each. They're long range. They're like are they 369 or 368 or something?
246.
They're like they sacrifice damage for range.
Okay.
They're kind of multi-purpose, you know.
So if I get my Atlas within 3 hexes of the Nephilim, that should be okay, because that's medium range for them. That's short range for me, and it puts me 7 hexes away from the Shidu, so I'd be able to launch some LRMs as well. I think that's the move.
Oh, sorry, the plasma rifles are. Is it range 6 max? Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah, 246 on the plasma rifles. That Diva's going wraith hunting.
Oh dear. Hang on. Oh no, he doesn't have any leg damage, does he?
The Diva is relatively untouched. I think he's a 354 only due to the heat that he's built up. I do have a Wolverine that I can jump into his back arc real quick. What's going on with these Tengu battle armor? 3246, 369. Petra, how good of a pilot are you? We need 3s. That should be no problem.
God, that Phoenix Orc is beaten up. Just looking at it.
Yeah, he's got barely.
I do like the damage graphic.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice touch. Let's see, the Grigori is looking pretty rough as well. And Seraph, not so much. Seraph and the Diva are both still pretty well untouched. Oh, Archangel ejects and blacks out. Everyone else.
Straight into a building.
Yeah. Oh man.
Although you probably survived.
Yeah. Unconscious, but not dead. Okay, let's see. Petra has, looks like 7s and 9s on the Diva. 7s and 10s and 9s. We'll just go ahead and Alpha Strike there. Follow that up with the Thunderbolt on 7s. And 11s with the machine guns. And yeah, we'll go up to 5 heat with the Thunderbolt to get some SRMs in there as well. Who else is firing at the Diva? The Guillotine has 9 with the large laser, 12 with the mediums. 11. And we'll go up to 4 heat to get some SRMs in there. Maybe we'll land something. Let's see. Archer is going after this Grigori. On 5s, no less. And
you should get some punches too, right?
Ooh. I had been thinking of a kick, but
yeah, that makes sense as well.
Yeah, he's in really rough shape already. But also, he's taken a head hit, so one lucky punch would do it. Yeah, the odds are not as good of landing that, but we'll do 2 mediums and both LRMs on 11s. And go for the punches, which should be on 5s or better, I think. Yarvik into the back of the Diva on 9s. That's a little disappointing. We'll do what we can. Random guy has 8s on the Nephilim. And a 9 on the Shidu. That puts us at 6 heat, but might have been a mistake. Maybe we are going to want to back out of here quicker than that. We've got 8s and 6s on the Nephilim with the Rifleman and a 10. Fire everything because we've only got half of our guns left. The Seraph at the Phoenix Hawk, landing a heavy PPC to the right arm, which transfers into the right torso. Medium pulse laser to the right leg, critting the hip and the foot. Medium pulse lasers to the center torso, right torso, destroyed by engine destruction. So yeah, the Phoenix Hawk is down. So actually, I was wondering, starting a couple of minutes ago, I was wondering if, is this going to be persistent damage in your campaign, or is this going to be a one-off battle that really has no long-term effects?
This is going to be one-off.
Okay. Because I hadn't actually decided yet for myself whether this damage was going to be a lasting effect for the Challenger Deep or not. I know we can't get the salvage from it because all of this high-tech stuff doesn't exist yet. So it seems kind of unfair to have to fix the damage afterwards.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's good XP for people. And like I had in the Discord earlier, I had been talking about a random guy putting himself at risk for this mission. And it feels kind of anticlimactic if I'm just like, well, you know, this was all non-actual damage that we're taking. So I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
I mean, I think what I was thinking, well, if we had done just doing like a contract mission, but either you are doing an offer for me or vice versa, in a more controlled sense, with a more like these units, these are all long extinct. By there hasn't been any of these mechs around for at least, I don't know, like 30 years by the time Micro's around, and they're at least 20 or 30 years in your future. So this is just a bit of fun, really. I mean, if you take the damage, you take the XP, but as long as maybe edit the kill log or something, so it doesn't look a bit odd.
Yeah, we could do something like that. So this diva who's going wraith hunting hits the left torso, the center torso, and the left leg, and the right leg as well. ER mediums both miss. The Shidu at the Atlas missing. The Nephilim at the Atlas hitting for 8 damage to the legs and torso. The Severum at the Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk is already toast. The Wraith missing the Diva on a 9. Phoenix Hawk in his final volley, landing a couple of lasers on the Grigory to the right leg and right arm. And then Gauss Rifle Platoon at the Grigory, destroying the right leg, transferring into the right torso. Hitting the right torso, hitting a jump jet. The left arm down to 4, right torso down to 9, right arm destroyed. The Orion at the Diva, landing the autocannon 10 to the left torso, and landing 3 SRMs. The left arm, right leg, and right torso. Gauss Rifle Platoon at the Severum, battle armor, killing Trooper number 6, doing damage also to 5, 4, and 1. The Longinus battle armor at the Grigory hits the center torso for 3, hits the right torso for 6. And then the Needlers at the right torso, and left arm, blowing off the left arm and critting on one of the jump jets. So the Grigory is in really rough shape as well.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt at the Diva, hitting a medium laser to the right torso and the center torso, and an SRM to the right torso, down to 6 armor there. The Longinus battle armor at the Diva, hitting for 3 to the right torso, 3 to the right leg, and 3 to the left arm, missing with the Needlers. The Longinus leg attack at the Seraph was unsuccessful, which is sometimes you just don't get the good rolls. The Moltke at the Diva, hitting the snub-nosed PPC to the left torso, and 4, these are S-arms you're firing?
Yep.
2 of them hitting the left torso, critting a jump jet and the engine, center torso and left torso again, and then the other 3 all missing. Wolverine at the Diva, missing on 9s, the Guillotine at the Diva, missing on 9s and 12s. Trying to figure out why the Guillotine's 4 medium lasers don't all have the same target number. Oh, because he lost an arm actuator. The Archer at the Grigori, hitting the left leg, hitting the head, landing 12 of the LRMs on an 11 to the center torso, left torso, and right torso, destroying that. Wolverine at the Diva, missing on 9s, the Atlas and the Nephilim missing on 8s, but landing 12 LRMs on the Shidu, hitting Troopers 5, 2, and 1. Rifleman at the Nephilim, landing an autocannon on Trooper number 3. Wraith falls down, takes 6 to the right arm and left torso. The Grigori falls, takes 6 damage to its rear, the left arm transferring into the left torso rear. 1 to the right torso, transferring into the center torso rear. The Diva needs a 6, gets a 6. Petra does not need to be doing a melee attack. The Archer, I guess, is going to kick the Grigori after all, needing a 2 or better. Yarvik is going to kick the Diva on a 6 or better. Yeah, we can do that. Guillotine's not kicking, Thunderbolt's not kicking. Alright, the Diva, missing his kick on the Wraith on a 4, getting a 3. Your Wolverine kicking the Diva in the left arm for 11. Archer kicking the Grigori in the left torso, destroying it by engine destruction. Wolverine kicking the Diva in the left leg, and the Diva looks like the first roll was for missing a kick, and he fails the first roll, taking 7 to the left leg, leaving him with 6 armor remaining. Wraith is down to 12 heat, and Diva is up to 10. Seraph is up to 8. My Wolverine is up to 4, the Alice is at 6, Guillotine at 4, Thunderbolt at 5. And the fire in 2039 goes out due to lack of fuel. I guess that's what happens when woods are converted to rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Forlorn Hope still has 64% remaining. The Challenger Deep still has 73% remaining. The Shadow Division is down to 35%, with 6 out of 12 units remaining.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably call that a win, I think.
You think so? They're down to 9,000. They still have more forces altogether than you do, but yeah, I think they're down to... Let me just take a look at the map real quick. They still have the Seraph, which is in pretty good shape. The Diva has taken a bit of a beating, but it hasn't really lost a real effectiveness, I don't think. But yeah, they are down to 2 mechs. You want to call it here?
We can call it here, or if you want to do one more turn, or... I don't mind, whatever you want to do. How are you doing for time?
We are 3 hours in, which
I was thinking, like, if you were going to continue with your other stream. Or were you not going to do that?
I was hoping to get in like an hour break between this stream and that one.
Okay.
So as long as we're done here in the next 40 minutes, that leaves me, an hour off in between. But
okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
one more round then.
One more round. Sounds good. to start with a random guy backing up away from these battle armors at full speed, which is 2 hexes, because he's running a little hot. Wraith is pulling back, it looks like. I didn't happen to notice who won the initiative, but I get the feeling that he's going to move his Seraph last, which is going to make it difficult to target. Let's see, the Shidu have taken a fair amount of damage, but haven't lost anyone yet. And they have a range of 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the hex that the Atlas is in. So we should be able to do that and be pretty safe. Okay, maybe not. See the he's a 2, 3, 3, and he's prone, so he's gonna move at most 1 hex. Pair of 3s, we can do that. Oh, the Diva didn't go anywhere. Okay, well, my Wolverine's not going to go anywhere either. Ooh. Seraph is going to have back shots on my Wolverine. Fortunately, my back armor is fresh as of right now.
Oh, cool.
I don't normally like to back tank if I can help it, but I mean, there would be things that could happen that would be worse. Like losing the rifleman or something. So I'm thinking Petra and the Thunderbolt are probably gonna go after the which one? The Seraph, while Yarvik goes for the Diva. Wraith succeeds, Thunderbolt succeeds twice, the Diva succeeds, the Seraph falls on its front, taking 9 damage to the left torso and left arm. Actually, that might not be too terribly bad. 8s or 4s, yeah. I'll take the almost guaranteed shot, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna beat up on the Diva some more.
That Diva's going to have a bad day, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna be unloading on him pretty heavily with almost everyone. No, let me see here.
Yeah, both Moltkers at point blank range with SRMs too.
Let's see, my guillotine can see him as well, and I've got 6s and 7s with the medium lasers on the busted arm. Yeah, we'll keep the large laser silent to this turn. Yarvik into his back on 4s. I'm definitely going to alpha strike that. I don't care if it puts me at 9 heat. And I guess the Thunderbolt on... Is it worth shooting more at the Diva? Or is the Diva pretty much dead? I'll take a couple of long odds shots at the Seraph. Okay, one long odds shot at the Seraph. Well, we'll throw in the SRMs. Alright, the Seraph. Into the back of the Wolverine, landing 3 medium pulse lasers, 1 to each arm and 1 to the left torso rear. Man, even prone, he's still a threat. The Diva at the Thunderbolt, landing 4 medium pulse lasers. Looks like 1 to each leg and 1 to each side torso. And an ER medium laser to the right leg as well. The Shidu at the Atlas, landing 9 damage to the arms. The Nephilim at the Atlas, landing 10 damage. Kind of scattered around. Looks like left arm takes 4, each leg takes 2, 2 to the center torso. The Tengu missing your Wolverine. The Severim landing 6 damage on the Guillotine. Fortunately, none of the spots where he's weakest. Longinus attacking the Diva's legs for 4 to the right leg. The Orion at the Diva hits with the autocannon to the left arm for 10. 3 structure remaining. Medium laser to the left arm finishing the job, transferring into the left torso. Medium laser to the left leg, critical, but not quite getting the effect. 3 SRMs to the left leg, center torso, and right leg. Longinus battle armor at the Diva hits the head and the center torso for 3 each, and then hitting the hip and the foot actuators with needlers, as well as a point to the right torso. The Moltke at the Diva hits 4 SRMs, right arm, left torso, right leg, center torso, snub nose PPC to the right leg. 4 more missiles, 6 more missiles, critting the upper leg. 4 more missiles, left torso destroyed, transferring into the center torso. We've gone internal there. Left leg is down to 9 armor, or 9 structure. The other Moltke, that's the third one, right? Hits with...
There's just 2. Only 2.
Oh. Could have sworn that I already counted off 2 Moltkes. It's just so many missiles. Landing 4 from the first launcher, right torso, right leg, critting the foot and the upper leg. Center torso, critical hit on the engine, destroying the Diva by engine destruction. More missiles and more missiles at the Diva, leaving it with 2 structure in the right leg, 4 structure in the center torso. Wolverine at the Seraph hits it in the left torso rear for 5, leaving it with 4 armor. The Atlas missing on 9s and 8s. The Guillotine at the Diva hitting the center torso, destroying it. There is basically nothing left of that Diva. And then the Wolverine comes in with the rear attack. And then the Thunderbolt at the Seraph missing on 10s and 12s. The Rifleman at the Nephilim hitting troopers 5 and 2. Let's see, where was that again? 8 damage to trooper 5, and it has 8 armor remaining. Wow, those Nephilims are really tough.
Yeah, beefy.
Yeah, they could take a Gauss rifle and survive. That's impressive. Thunderbolt stays standing. So that's cool. Not doing attacks there. I'm not doing attacks there. Wolverine kicks at the Seraph, missing on a 7, but stays standing. Let's see. And they should be down to, yeah, they're down to 24%. They have 5 units remaining. I think this is where we can call it. If we were... Okay. I guess you beat me to it by just a second. They admit defeat twice. Movement phase, firing phase, physical attack phase. And Team 1 has achieved all required victory conditions. So, congratulations to us. I was honestly pretty worried there for a significant part of that match. All those PPCs had me a little scared. All that armor.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a human controlling those, just staying out in the open, supporting five each other, all of them together, they'd just kill one mech every round.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it. You think about what they did to both, two of my mechs, just pristine Wolverine, turn around and just blam. It's
yeah.
It's still brutal. I mean, it's still it took a huge amount of damage and casualties, which is fair because they had similar sort of battle value to us. But I've always wondered what it'd be like playing as a human, either using that or against that with the C3 and the high skill. I imagine it would just be brutal. What I would really like to try at some point is, considering that the Wood of Blake was originally, some of the Shadow divisions were designed to fight the clans, to do like a similar unit to that, fighting against like a clan star.
Yeah.
And see what happens. That might be something interesting to do at some point.
Yeah, that would be, I think, a lot of fun, because I mean, there's supposed to be a hard counter to the clan tech with that C3. I've been messing around a little bit with not C3I, but the original C3 with one of my lances, and I'm still having a little trouble getting it to work on a tactical level. Like on a technical level, I've gotten it to work, but every time I try to use them, it seems like the enemy always has ECM, which makes it difficult. Because I'm currently in a contract against the clans, and they keep bringing Zephyrs with ECM, and it's super frustrating and annoying.
I mean, if you have C3, then you have to bring ECM units, and if you enable the CCM option, which really, personally, I think that should be just by default,
Yeah.
And then it becomes a really interesting sort of ECM versus ECM to get the C3 to work.
And I think that's the part where I haven't managed to quite get it to work yet, because I do have a pair of Zephyrs of my own that I salvaged, that I do deploy with that lance. But like I said, I just haven't had the opportunity and the time yet to really get a solid handle on how that works exactly. So
yeah, that was a really good game. That was like I say, I wasn't sure how it would go. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be interesting.
Absolutely.
Plenty of fighting, plenty of things blowing up. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Oh man, I need a cigarette to calm my nerves now.
Okay.
I have been cutting back, but I have gone the better part of 4 hours without a cigarette, so that's good for me.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and end the stream here. Thank everybody for watching. We appreciate you joining us. And we'll see you back here again in about an hour and a half for more MegaMek Adventures of the Challenger Deep.
Good luck.
Thank you, and good night.